This one name kept showing up on some of the most radical shit. The protests, secret societies, meetings, anti-crownism, whatever the fuck. Yes, I just made that word up. Genuine revolutionary agitation. And I thought it was just a pseudonym. What? Never mind. Absolutely makes sense. The dude was real, and once I found out who he actually was, I can't believe he's like not. You would think, like, this is one of those stories that's like, what the fuck? Hercules Mulligan was born in 1740 in Coleraine, Ireland. Came to New York at the age of 6 and eventually graduated from King's College, which is now Columbia University. He became a tailor and a haberdasher, and he was pretty damn good at it. And this wasn't like a back alley shop. His storefront was a scene. He kept good quality wine and refreshments on hand, engaged customers with witty conversations, and as one local described, the place was a regular hangout for, and I'm quoting directly here, gentlemen, fops, bucks, and dandies. Hercules Mulligan ran the fanciest, most extra tailor shop in New York City, and his customers were exactly who you'd expect them to be. Rich merchants, colonial elites, British officers, lots and lots of British officers. 1773, Mulligan marries Elizabeth Sanders. She's the niece of a British Royal Naval Admiral. His wife's family is British royalty adjacent. His shop was full of British officers. To everybody outside the box, this man was about as loyalist as you could fucking get. Plot twist, he was not. In 1765, Mulligan was one of the first colonists to join the Sons of Liberty, along with the likes of Alexander McDougall, John Lamb, Isaac Sears. Mulligan led countless protests against the crown from 1765 all the way up to 1776. He was popular, eloquent, and genuinely dangerous to the British establishment. He was even nominated for a seat to this radical patriot colonial government in 1775. His patriotic identity was locked in a full decade before the war even started. When Alexander Hamilton arrived in New York City, he needed a place to stay. Hugh Mulligan, average name brother of Hercules, arranged for Hamilton to board with Hercules and his family in Lower Manhattan. During those late nights together, Hercules had a profound impact on Hamilton's path towards the revolution. Think about that. The guy who helped radicalize one of the most important founding fathers is also the same guy fitting British generals for breaches, passing on secrets. When Washington was forced to retreat from New York, Mulligan was stuck. He couldn't leave, and he was detained when he tried. So Hamilton suggested, "You should stay and be a spy for the Continental Army." And Mulligan was like, "Man, that sounds dope. Sign me up." His method was embarrassingly simple. When officers would come in for uniform repairs, he'd ask what date they needed them back by. And when customer after customer after customer gave the same date, he pretty much put 2 and 6 together and figured out when the next British movement was happening. He played to their pompousness, kept that wine flowing, kept the conversation going, and the British being surrounded by all the fancies in the store and the excellent tailoring and all of that stuff, they always talked. The British were literally scheduling their own defeats. Look, I know there's a lot of circumstances that came together to make this what it became. But Jesus, how did they run the world? The first save was in 1779. A British officer oversharing his shit to the tailor, he let it slip. Before another day, we'll have that rebel general in our hands. Mulligan did what he needed to do, rushed the guy out, sent word to Washington, and Washington changed his plans. Ambush avoided. Second time came in 1781. Hugh Mulligan, average name brother of Hercules Mulligan, his import firm, received a rush order. Supplies for 300 cavalrymen planning to capture Washington and Connecticut. Hercules got the word out. Washington dodged the bullet again. 2 plots, both foiled by a tailor. This really wasn't a clean operation. Mulligan was suspected by the British multiple times. He was even named as a spy by Benedict Arnold and thrown in jail. Yeah, that toilet liquor. There he witnessed other patriots getting an absolute shit kicked out of him. He talked his way out of it every time. And intelligence doesn't move by magic. It moved through a man named Cato. And that story gets pretty complicated too. We probably will never know who Cato actually was. What we do know is he ran the fuck out of them messages. And like it goes, history has pretty much said fuck off and sent him on his way. After the war, Mulligan had a real problem. He'd been so convincingly embedded with the British that all of his neighbors didn't have a fucking clue what side he'd actually been on. Before I get into this, you need to understand what tarring and feathering actually meant. Because as we were raised seeing people, Bugs Bunny, get tar and feathered, it was humorous, very cartoonish. They weren't getting any of that. They were legitimately stripped, butt-ass naked, in front of the entire community. Then they were covered in scalding hot pine tar. So, I mean, fucking napalm. Then they got covered with feathers or whatever. I mean, people were permanently disfigured. People died. It's a nasty fucking way to go. It's the execution that the mob could hand out and claim that it wasn't a murder. And that's what Hercules was staring down. So Washington fixed it the only way that mattered. The morning after Washington entered New York City, he went straight to Mulligan's house, had breakfast with him, and then was like, dude, take me to your store. I want to go shopping. That's it. That's all it took. If the general is eating eggs at your table, you're a goddamn patriot. Case closed. Full stop. Period. No cap or whatever the fuck. And Washington never forgot him either. Years later, when he was president, his personal secretary wrote to Mulligan with a very specific request. And I quote, "The president is desirous of getting some black moleskin, like that which you made him a pair of breeches when he was in New York, that you will be so good to get and send to him as much as it will take to make 3 pair of breeches." Hercules Mulligan kept the father of our nation in pants, saved his life twice, led protests in the street, fucking radicalized Alexander Hamilton, and history almost forgot him entirely. Hercules Mulligan, tailor, spy, Sons of Liberty, Hamilton's landlord, clothier to the general, also the greatest fucking name of all of these guys. Fucking George. If you like this stuff, the best way to support this stuff, share this stuff. I can't thank you guys enough for tagging along and watching Weaponize Autism at Work. I do have a merch store. There are all kinds of different graphic tees and stuff if you're into that kind of thing. I am going to start putting out more stuff. This will be going to long form videos, more like documentaries. So let's just say they're going to be cool. So go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give us a share here. Give us a like there. Go follow the Facebook page. Don't hate. I absolutely suck at marketing. I'm just a hillbilly from Indiana who likes teaching history on the internet.